In the remote countryside, there stood an old, dilapidated mansion known as Blackwood House. For decades, locals spoke of its haunting presence, but few dared to approach it. The house had been abandoned since the tragic disappearance of the Blackwood family in the early 1900s, and its dark history was shrouded in mystery. One stormy night, a young historian named Emily, driven by a thirst for truth, arrived at Blackwood House. She was determined to uncover the secrets hidden within its walls. Armed with only a flashlight, a camera, and her courage, Emily entered the mansion as thunder rumbled overhead. The house was eerily quiet, save for the occasional creak of the floorboards. Emily's footsteps echoed through the empty halls as she explored. The air was thick with dust, and the once grand furnishings were now covered in cobwebs. Her flashlight flickered intermittently, casting strange shadows that seemed to move on their own. As Emily made her way through the mansion, she noticed peculiar things. Old portraits of the Blackwood family with their eyes seemingly following her, and strange symbols carved into the walls. The deeper she ventured, the more oppressive the atmosphere became. A sense of dread settled over her, but her determination pushed her forward. In the heart of the house, Emily discovered a locked door. After finding an old key hidden in a drawer, she unlocked the door and stepped into a dimly lit room. The room was filled with old, dusty furniture and a large, ornate mirror covered in grime. As Emily approached the mirror to clean it, she noticed something chilling. Reflected in the glass was a shadowy figure standing behind her. She spun around, but no one was there. Her heartbeat quickened. Emily turned back to the mirror and saw the figure again, clearer this time. It was the silhouette of a woman, her face contorted in anguish. The shadowy figure raised a hand and pointed to a spot on the floor. Nervously, Emily moved the furniture away from the indicated spot and uncovered a trapdoor. With a deep breath, she opened it and descended into the hidden basement. The basement was colder and darker than the rest of the house. She could barely make out old furniture, boxes, and a small, dusty table in the corner. On the table was a leather-bound journal. Emily picked it up and began to read. The journal belonged to Elizabeth Blackwood, the missing matriarch of the family. It detailed a descent into madness, mentioning whispers in the walls, a hidden room, and an ancient ritual meant to protect the family from a malevolent force. As Emily read the final entries, the temperature in the basement dropped sharply. She heard faint whispers growing louder, seeming to come from all directions. Shadows danced along the walls, and the whispers became a cacophony of tormented voices.